Winter's Tale. The Winter's Tale is a play in 5 acts of the romantic comedy genre, written between 1610 and 1611 and performed in 1611. Its title alludes to the fantastic stories told around the fire. It tells the story of Leontes, king of Sicily, who is married to Hermione, and both are visited by Polixenes, king of Bohemia and childhood friend of the former. Due to unfounded suspicions, Leontes believes that his wife and friend have betrayed him, and consumed by jealousy he orders Polixenes poisoned and Hermione imprisoned. Ezoic. Upon being warned of the situation, Polixenes decides to flee, while Hermione gives birth to a baby girl while in prison. This play deals with the damage that jealousy can cause to families and friendships, as well as the redemption of past mistakes. Characters of this play: Leontes, king of Sicilia; Mamilius, his son, the young prince of Sicilia; Camillo, lord of Sicilia; Antigonus, Cleomenes, Dion; Polixenes, king of Bohemia; Florizel, his son, prince of Bohemia; Archidamus, a lord of Bohemia; Old Shepherd, reputed father of Perdita; Clown, his son; Autolycus, a rogue; a mariner; a jailer; Time as chorus; Hermione, queen to Leontes; Perdita, daughter to Leontes and Hermione; Paulina, wife to Antigonus; Emilia, a lady attending on the queen; Mopsa, shepherdess; Dorcas, other lords, gentlemen, ladies, officers, servants, shepherds, shepherdesses. Sicilia. The palace of Leontes. Enter Camillo and Archidamus. Archidamus. If you shall chance, Camillo, to visit Bohemia on the like occasion whereon my services are now on foot, you shall see, as I have said, great difference betwixt our Bohemia and your Sicilia. Camillo. I think this coming summer the king of Sicilia means to pay Bohemia the visitation which he justly owes him. Archidamus. Wherein our entertainment shall shame us we will be justified in our loves, for indeed Camillo, beseech you us. Verily, I speak it in the freedom of my knowledge, we cannot with such magnificence, in so rare, I know not what to say. We will give you sleepy drinks, that your senses, unintelligent of our insufficience, may, though they cannot, praise us as little accuse us. Camillo. You pay a great deal too dear for what's given freely. Archidamus. Believe me, I speak as my understanding instructs me, and as mine honesty puts it to utterance. Camillo. Sicilia cannot show himself overkind to Bohemia. They were trained together in their childhoods, and they're rooted betwixt them then such an affection which cannot choose but branch now, since their more mature dignities and royal necessities made separation of their society, their encounters, though not personal, have been royally attorneyed with interchange of gifts, letters, loving embassies, that they have seemed to be together, though absent, shook hands as over a vast, and embarked as it were from the ends of opposed winds. The heavens continue their loves. Archidamus. I think there is not in the world either malice or matter to alter it. You have an unspeakable comfort of your young Prince Mamilius. It is a gentleman of the greatest promise that ever came into my note. Camillo. I very well agree with you in the hopes of him. It is a gallant child, one that indeed physics the subject, makes old hearts fresh, they that went on crutches ere he was born desire, yet their life to see him a man. Archidamus. Would they else be content to die? Camillo. Yes, if there were no other excuse why they should deserito life. Archidamus. If the king had no son, they would desire to live on crutches till he had one. Exeunt. Scene 2. Sicilia. The palace of Leontes. Enter Leontes, Polixenes, Hermione, Mamilius, Camillo, and attendants. Polixenes. 9 changes of the what star hath been the shepherd's note since we have left our throne. Without a burden, time as long again would be filled up, my brother, with our thanks. And yet we should for perpetuity go hence in debt, and therefore, like a cipher, yet standing in rich place I multiply. With one we thank you many thousands mo that go before it. Leontes. Stay your thanks a while, and pay them when you part. Polixenes. Sir, that's tomorrow. I am questioned by my fears of what may chance, or breed upon our absence, that may blow no sneaping winds at home, to make us say, This is put forth too truly. Besides, I have stayed to tire your royalty. Leontes, we are tougher, brother, than you can put us to. Polixenes, no longer stay. Leontes, one sevennight longer. Polixenes, very sooth, tomorrow. Leontes, we'll part the time betweens then, and in that, I'll no gainsaying. Polixenes, press me not, beseech you, so. There is no tongue that moves, none ith world. So soon as yours could win me. So it should now. Were there necessity in your request, although 'twere needful I denied it. My affairs do even drag me homeward, which to hinder were in your love a whip to me, my stay. To you a charge and trouble, to save both. Farewell, our brother. Leontes, tongue-tied, our queen? Speak you. Hermione, I had thought, sir, to have held my peace until you had drawn oaths from him not to stay. You, sir, charge him too coldly. Tell him you are sure all in Bohemia as well, this satisfaction the bygone day proclaimed. Say this to him, he's beat from his best ward. Leontes, well said, Hermione. Hermione, to tell he longs to see his son were strong. But let him say so then, and let him go. But let him swear so, and he shall not stay. We'll thwack him hence with distaffs. To Polixenes yet of your royal presence I'll adventure the borrow of a week. When at Bohemia you take my lord, I'll give him my commission to let him there a month behind the jest. Prefix first parting, yet, good deed, Leontes. I love thee not a jar o.th clock behind. What lady she her lord, you'll stay. Polixenes, no, madam. Hermione, nay, but you will? Polixenes, I may not, verily. Hermione, verily. You put me off with limber vows, but I, though you would seek to unsphere the stars with oaths, should yet say, sir, no going. Verily, you shall not go, a lady's verily is as potent as a lord's. Will go yet? Force me to keep you as a prisoner, not like a guest, so you shall pay your fees when you depart, and save your thanks. How say you? My prisoner or my guest? By your dread, verily. One of them you shall be. Polixenes, your guest, then, madam. To be your prisoner should import offending, which is for me less easy to commit than you to punish. Hermione, not your jailer then, but your kind hostess. Come, I'll question you of my lord's tricks and yours when you were boys. You were pretty lordings then. Polixenes, we were a fair queen, two lads that thought there was no more behind, but such a day tomorrow as today, and to be boy eternal. Hermione, was not my lord the very weg oth too? Polixenes, we were as twinned lambs that did frisk ith son, and bleat the one at th other. What we chonged was innocence for innocence, we knew not the doctrine of ill-doing, nor dreamed that any did. Had we pursued that life, and our weak spirits ne'er been higher reared, with stronger blood, we should have answered heaven. Boldly, not guilty, the imposition cleared. Hereditary ours. Hermione, by this we gather, you have tripped since. Polixenes, O my most sacred lady, temptations have since then been born to us, for in those unfledged days was my wife a girl. Your precious self had then not crossed the eyes of my young playfellow. Hermione, grace to boot. Of this make no conclusion, lest you say, your queen and I are devils. Yet, go on. Th offenses we have made you do we'll answer. If you first sinned with us, and that with us you did continue fault, and that you slipped not with any but with us. Leontes, is he one yet? Hermione, he'll stay, my lord. Leontes, at my request he would not. Hermione, my dearest, thou never spokest to better purpose. Hermione, never? Leontes, never but once. Hermione, what? Have I twice said well? When was before? I prithee tell me, crams with praise and makes as fat as tame things. One good deed dying tongueless, slaughters 1,000 waiting upon that. Our praises are our wages, you may rise. With one soft kiss 1,000 furlongs air, with spur we heat an acre. But to th goal, my last good deed was to entreat his stay. What was my first? It has an elder sister, or I mistake you. Oh, would her name were Grace. But once before I spoke to th purpose, when? Nay, let me haft, I long. Leontes, why, that was when 3 crabbed months had soured themselves to death, ere I could make thee open thy white hand. And clap thyself, my love, then didst thou utter, I am yours forever. Hermione, 'tis grace indeed. Why, lo you now, I have spoke to purpose twice. The one forever earned a royal husband, other for some while a friend. Giving her hand to Polixenes. Leontes, aside too hot, to mingle friendship far as mingling bloods. I have tremor cordis on me, my heart dances. But not for joy, not joy. This entertainment may a free face put on, derive a liberty. From hardiness, from bounty, fertile bosom, and well become the agent. May, I grant, but to be paddling palms and pinching fingers, as now they are, and making practiced smiles, as in a looking glass, and then to sigh as 'twere the morto, dear. Oh, that is entertainment. My bosom likes not, nor my brows. Mamilius, art thou my boy? Mamilius, I, my good lord. Leontes, I fex. Why, that's my bawcock. What? Hast smuched Sinose? They say it is a copy out of mine. Come, captain. We must be neat, not neat, but cleanly, captain. And yet the steer, the heifer, and the calf are all called neat, still virginally. Upon his palm, how now, you wanton calf? Art thou my calf? Mamilius? Yes, if you will, my lord. Leontes, thou want'st a rough pash and the shoots that I have. To be full like me, yet they say we are almost as like as eggs. Women say so. That will say anything. But were they false? As already wide blacks, as wind, as waters false. As dice are to be wished by one that fixes. No born, twixt his and mine, yet were it true. To say this boy were like me. Come, Sir Page. Look on me with your welkin eye. Sweet villain. Most dearest. My collop. Can thy damn, maybe? Affection. Thy intention stabs the center. Thou dost make possible things not so held. Communicats with dreams, how can this be? With what's unreal thou coactive art, and fellows nothing, then 'tis very credent. Thou mayst cojoin with something, and thou dost end that beyond commission, and I find it, and that to the infection of my brains, and hardening of my brows. Polixenes, what means Cecilia? Hermione, he something seems unsettled. Polixenes, how, my lord? What cheer? How is with you, best brother? Hermione, you look as if you held a brow of much distraction. Are you moved, my lord? Leontes, no, in good earnest. How sometimes nature will betray its folly, its tenderness, and make itself a pastime to harder bosoms. Looking on the lines of my boy's face, methoughts I did recoil 23 years, and saw myself unbreeched in my green velvet coat, my dagger muzzled, lest it should bite its master and so prove, as ornaments oft do, too dangerous. How like, methought, I then was to this colonel, this squash, this gentleman, mine honest friend. Will you take eggs for money? Mamilius, no, my lord, I'll fight. Leontes, you will? Why, happy men be's dull. My brother, are you so fond of your young prince as we do seem to be of ours? Polixenes, if at home, sir, he's all my exercise, my mirth, my matter. Now my sworn friend, and then mine enemy. My parasite, my soldier, statesman, all. He makes a July's day short as December, and with his varying childness cures in me thoughts that would thick my blood. Leontes, so stands this squire, offict with me. We two will walk, my lord, and leave you to your graver steps. Hermione, how thou lovest to show in our brother's welcome. Let what is dear in Sicily be cheap. Next to thyself and my young rover, he's a parent to my heart. Hermione, if you would seek us, we are yours. Ith garden. Shall's attend you there? Leontes, to your own bents dispose you, you'll be found. Be you beneath the sky. Aside I am angling now, though you perceive me not how I give line. Go to, how she holds up the neb, the bill to him, and arms her with the boldness of a wife. To her allowing husband, exeunt Polixenes, Hermione, and attendants. Gone already. Inch thick, knee deep, o'er head and ears a forked one. Go, play, boy, play, thy mother plays, and I play too, but so distract a part whose issue will hiss me to my grave. Contempt and clamor will be my knell. Go, play, boy, play. There have been, or I am much deceived, cuckolds ere now, and many a man there is, even at this present. Now while I speak this, holds his wife by arm, that little thinks she has been sluicked in's absence, and his pond fished by his next neighbor, by Sir Smile, his neighbor. Nay, there's comfort in't. Whiles other men have gates and those gates opened, as mine, against their will, should all despair, that hath revolted wives, the 10th of mankind, would hang themselves. Physic for there's none. It is a body planet that will strike, where 'tis predominant, and 'tis powerful, think it. From east, west, north, and south, be it concluded, no barricado for a belly. Note, it will let in and out the enemy, with bag and baggage. Many thousand ons have the disease and feel it not. How now, boy? Mamilius? I am like you, they say. Leontes? Why, that's some comfort. What? Camillo there? Camillo. Ay, my good lord. Leontes. Go play, Mamilius. Thou art an honest man. Exit Mamilius. Camillo, this great sir will yet stay longer. Camillo. You had much ado to make his anchor hold. When you cast out, it still came home. Leontes. Didst note it? Camillo. He would not stay at your petitions, made his business more material. Leontes. Didst perceive it? Aside they're here with me already, whispering, rounding. Cecilia is a so forth. 'Tis far gone. When I shall guess at last, how came't, Camillo, that he did stay? Camillo. At the good queen's entreaty. Leontes. At the queen's beat. Good should be pertinent. But so it is not. Was this taken by any understanding pate but thine? For thy conceit is soaking will draw in more than the common blocks. Not noted is't, but of the finer natures by some severals. Of headpiece extraordinary? Lower messes. Perchance are to this business purblind? Say, Camillo. Business, my lord? I think most understand. Bohemia stays here longer. Leontes. Ah? Camillo. Stays here longer. Leontes. Ay, but why? Camillo. To satisfy your highness and the entreaties of our most gracious mistress. Leontes. Satisfy. Entreaties of your mistress. Satisfy. Let that suffice. I have trusted thee, Camillo, with all the nearest things to my heart as well. My chamber councils wherein, priest-like, thou hast cleansed my bosom, I from thee departed. Thy penitent reformed, but we have been. Deceivdi in integrity, deceivdi. In that which seems so. Camillo. Be it forbid, my lord. Leontes. To bite a pond. Thou art not honest, or, if thou inclinst that way, thou art a coward, which hawks honesty behind, restraining from course required, or else thou must be counted a servant grafted in my serious trust, and therein negligent, or else a fool, that sayest a game played home, the rich stake drawn, and taxed it all for jest. Camillo. My gracious lord. I may be negligent, foolish, and fearful. In every one of these no man is free, but that his negligence, his folly, fear, among the infinite doings of the world, sometime puts forth. In your affairs, my lord, if ever I were wilful negligent, it was my folly; if industriously I played the fool, it was my negligence, not weighing well the end, if ever fearful to do a thing where I the issue doubted, whereof the execution did cry out. Against the non-performance, 'twas a fear, which oft infects the wisest. These, my lord, are such allowed infirmities that honesty is never free of. But, beseech your grace, be plainer with me, let me know my trespass by its own visage, if I then deny it, 'tis none of mine. Leontes. Ha, not you seen, Camillo, but that's passed out, you have, or your eyeglass is thicker than a cuckold's horn, or heard for to a vision so apparent rumor cannot be mute, or thought for cogitation resides not in that man that does not think. My wife is slippery? If thou wilt confess or else be impudently negative, to have nor eyes nor ears nor thought, then say, my wife's a hobby horse, deserves a name as rank as any flax wench that puts to before her troth plight. Say't and justified. Camillo. I would not be a stander by to hear my sovereign mistress clouded so, without my present vengeance taken. Shrew my heart, you never spoke what did become you less than this, which to reiterate were sin, as deep as that, though true. Leontes. Is whispering nothing? Is leaning cheek to cheek? Is meeting noses? Kissing with inside lip? Stopping the career of laughter with a sigh, a note infallible of breaking honesty? Horsing foot on foot? Skulking in corners? Wishing clocks more swift? Hours, minutes, noon, midnight? And all eyes Blind with the pin and web, but there's only. That would unseen be wicked. Is this nothing? Why, then the world and all that's in is nothing. The covering sky is nothing, Bohemia nothing. My is nothing, nor nothing have these nothings. If this be nothing, Camillo, good my lord, be cured of this diseased opinion and betimes. For 'tis most dangerous. Leontes, say it be, 'tis true. Camillo, no, my lord. Leontes, it is, you lie, you lie. I say thou least, Camillo, and I hate thee. Pronounce thee a gross lout, a mindless slave, or else a hovering temporizer that canst with thine eyes at once see good and evil, inclining to them both. Were my wife's liver infected as her life, she would not live. The running of one glass. Camillo, who does her? Leontes, why, he that wears her like her medal, hanging about his neck, Bohemia, who, if I had servants true about me that bear eyes, to see alike mine honor as their profits, their own particular thrifts, they would do that, which should undo more doing. I and thou, his cupbearer, whom I from meaner form have benched and reared to worship, who may see plainly as heaven sees earth and earth sees heaven, how I am gold, mightst bespice a cup, to give mine enemy a lasting wink, which draught to me were cordial. Camillo, sir, my lord, I could do this, and that with no rash potion, but with a lingering dram that should not work maliciously like poison. But I cannot believe this crack to be in my dread mistress, so sovereignly being honorable. Ihalodit tieli u intis. Make that thy question and go rot. Dost think I am so muddy, so unsettled, to appoint myself in this vexation, sully the purity and whiteness of my sheets, which to preserve is sleep, which being spotted is goads, thorns, nettles, tails of wasps. Give scandal to the blood, O th prince, my son, who I do think is mine, and love as mine without ripe moving to tea? Would I do this? Could man so blench? Camillo, I must believe you, sir. I do, and will fetch off Bohemia for't, provided that, when he's removed, your highness will take again your queen as yours at first, even for your son's sake, and thereby for sealing the injury of tongues in courts and kingdoms, known and allied to yours. Leontes, thou dost advise me, even so as I mine own course have set down. I'll give no blemish to her honor, none. Camillo, my lord, go then, and with a countenance as clear as friendship wears at feasts, keep with Bohemia, and with your queen. I am his cupbearer. If from me he have wholesome beverage, account me not your servant. Leontes, this is all. Do't, and thou hast the one half of my heart. Do't not, thou splits thine own. Camillo, I'll do't, my lord. Leontes, I will seem friendly as thou hast advised me. Exit. Camillo, O miserable lady. But, for me, what case stand I in? I must be the poisoner of good Polixenes, and my ground to do't is the obedience to a master, one who, in rebellion with himself, will have all that are his, so too to do this deed. Promotion follows. If I could find example of thousands that had struck anointed kings, and flourished after, I'd not do't, but since nor brass, nor stone, nor parchment bears not one, let villainy itself forswear it. I must forsake the court. To do't, or no, is certain to me a breakneck. Happy star reign now. Here comes Bohemia. Enter Polixenes. Polixenes, this is strange. Methinks my favor here begins to work. Not speak? Good day, Camillo. Camillo, hail, most royal sir. Polixenes, what is the news ith court? Camillo, none rare, my lord. Polixenes, the king hath on him such a countenance, as he had lost some province and a region, loved as he loves himself. Even now I met him with customary compliment, when he, wafting his eyes to th contrary and falling a lip of much contempt, speeds from me. So leaves me to consider what is breeding, that changes thus his manners. Camillo, I dare not know, my lord. Polixenes, how, dare not? Do not. Do you know, and dare not be intelligent to me? 'Tis thereabouts. For, to yourself, what you do know, you must, and cannot say you dare not. Good Camillo, your chonged complexions are to me a mirror, which shows me mine chong too, for I must be a party in this alteration, finding myself thus altered with. Camillo, there is a sickness, which puts some of us in distemper, but I cannot name the disease, and it is caught of you that yet are well. Polixenes. How? Out of me? Make me not sighted like the basilisk? I have looked on thousands who have sped the better by my regard, but killed none so. Camillo, as you are certainly a gentleman, there too. Clerk-like experient, which no less adorns our gentry than our parents' noble names, in whose success we are gentle, I beseech you. If you know aught which does behove my knowledge, thereof to be informed, imprisoned not in ignorant concealment. Camillo. I may not answer. Polixenes. A sickness caught of me, and yet I well? I must be answered. Dost thou hear, Camillo? I conjure thee by all the parts of man, which honor does acknowledge, whereof the least is not this suit of mine, that thou declare. What incidency thou dost guess of harm is creeping toward me, how far off, how near? Which way to be prevented, if to be? If not, how best to bear it? Camillo. Sir, I will tell you. Since I am charged in honor, and by him that I think honorable, therefore mark my counsel, which must be even as swiftly followed as I mean to utter it, or both yourself and me cry lost, and so good night. Polixenes. On, good Camillo. Camillo. I am appointed him to murder you. Polixenes. By whom, Camillo? Camillo. By the king. Polixenes. For what? Camillo. He thinks, nay, with all confidence he swears, as he had seen t or been an instrument to vice you to that you have touched his queen. Forbiddenly. Polixenes. Oh, then my best blood turn to an infected jelly, and my name be yocked with his that did betray the best. Turn then my freshest reputation to a savor that may strike the dullest nostril, where I arrive and my approach be shunned. Nay, hated too, worse than the greatest infection that e'er was heard or read. Camillo. Swear his thought over by each particular star in heaven, and by all their influences you may as well forbid the sea for to obey the moon, as or by oath remove or counsel shake the fabric of his folly, whose foundation is built upon his faith and will continue the standing of his body. Polixenes. How should this grow? Camillo. I know not, but I am sure 'tis safer to avoid what's grown than question how 'tis born. If therefore you dare trust my honesty, that lies enclosed in this trunk which you shall bear along and pond away tonight, your followers I will whisper to the business, and will, by twos and threes at several posterns, clear them O.T.H. city. For myself, I'll put my fortunes to your service, which are here by this discovery lost. Be not uncertain, for, by the honor of my parents, I have outread truth, which if you seek to prove, I dare not stand by, nor shall you be safer than one condemned by the king's own mouth, thereon his execution sworn. Polixenes. I do believe thee. I saw his hardened face. Give me thy hand. Be pilot to me, and thy places shall still neighbor mine. My ships are ready, and my people did expect my hence departure 2 days ago. This jealousy is for a precious creature, as she's rare. Must it be great, and, as his person's mighty, must it be violent, and as he does conceive, he is dishonored by a man whichever profess to him, why, his revenges must in that be made more bitter. Fear o'ershadows me. Good expedition be my friend and comfort. The gracious queen, part of this theme, but nothing of his ill thought and suspicion. Come, Camillo. I will respect thee as a father, if thou bear'st my life off hence. Let us avoid. Camillo. It is in mine authority to command the keys of all the posterns. Please your highness to take the urgent hour. Come, sir, away. Exeunt.